Yo, here we go. Knicks Pacers, game 5 in the Garden. Knicks country, we need a win tonight. The Knicks absolutely have to come out of this game with a win. And this is the first true must-win game of our season. Game 5, it kind of felt like that versus the Sixers. In game 6, it kind of did feel like that. But I thought we were going to beat them in a game 7. But if we lose today, we are not beating them in game 6 in Indiana. We absolutely need a win tonight. And we need a huge performance from Jalen Brunson. I know he's injured. I know his foot is hurting. I know he's coming up short on every shot because of it. But he needs to play his best game of the playoffs tonight, or else we're going to lose. And Dante DiVincenzo, this matchup favors him. He's been great all series long. He's been hitting his shots, and I give game 4 as a wash. That doesn't count in my eyes for the box score and how people are playing per se. But he's been great all series. Josh Hart, give me 20 rebounds today. Give me 25 points today. Let's get out of the Garden with a win. And let's go back to Gamebridge Fieldhouse, which is kind of turning into a house of horrors, up 3-2. What up, Neon Bandit 1? Yeah, we need a huge Josh Hart performance today. And that's what I've been feeling. I've been feeling that over the last 2 days. I don't know why. I've just been feeling it. But here we go, man. This is do or die time. It's not truly win or go home yet, but it sure does feel like it. The Knicks have just fought and clawed and scratched all season long. They've been the most resilient team in the NBA, battling injuries throughout the whole year. But here they are again. They got knocked down again. They got injured again. How will they respond? With a win. 3 simple words. The Knicks will get out of New York City. They got their home crowd behind them. They got Kendrick Perkins in the building, who's led the coalition of the Knicks this year, one of the leaders of it. He's stood up for us all year when the national media wanted to knock us down, say the Knicks were frauds, say we weren't good enough, say Brunson wasn't 1A. Yes, we were. And we're going to prove that tonight. This tonight is going to be the biggest game of this playoffs, the biggest game of my life, and I cannot wait. Let's see, we got about 35 minutes till the tip, and here we go, man. I want Tibbs to start Deuce tonight. I think that's going to be the best chance we have. I know the most automatic shot in NBA history is Pascal Siakam over Josh Hart, but I honestly might start Josh Hart on Miles Turner and Hartenstein on Siakam. I know the height difference is even bigger there, but Miles Turner isn't somebody who's going and banging around in the paint looking to post people up. He's been more on the perimeter and shooting a lot of threes, which I think could benefit Josh Hart. And if he gets his from the three-point line, but Pascal Siakam is locked up, I'll take that, because Miles Turner getting his is a lot less points than Pascal Siakam getting his. And I think the Knicks keeping Pascal Siakam off the board as much as possible is going to be one of the keys to this game. Another key to this game, not letting Tyrese Halliburton run around and shoot deep threes wide open the whole game. Because if he does, we're going to lose flat out. I also have a newfound confidence in this team that I don't know where it came from. Maybe it's just a blind confidence, but about yesterday at 3:45, I just started feeling super confident in today. And I think if we win today, we can win this series. I read a stat. It's kind of an ESPN stat, but 84% of the time, the team that wins game 5 in a 2-2 series advances. So we need tonight. It's just going to be too hard to come back after losing 3 in a row. Yes, the guys are exhausted. They're all hurt. Every at this point in the year, everybody has a nagging injury. Like, um, I'm talking about the Knicks injury. I know the Pacers do not have as serious injury problems as us, but they're missing Benedict Mathurin and Tyrese Halliburton. Although he hasn't shown it in this series, he's got like 5 injuries. He's got like back spasms, an ankle, I think a knee, just like a ton of stuff, a ton of injuries, and he's gonna keep playing through it. But it's just it's rough. Speaking of injuries, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about with OG Anunoby. Should I do it now or should I do it in a couple minutes? Let's do it now, and then we'll talk about more of the game as we get closer to the tip. So Ian Begley of SNY sat down with Dr. Gillen in orthopedic surgery to talk about how soon OG Anunoby is going to be able to return. So his first question, based on the timeline of Anunoby's recovery so far, could he be cleared to play by Tuesday? Obviously, he wasn't, but here's the answer from Gonzalez Lomez, who is the orthopedic surgeon. Based on reports that he has not been running and only doing pool work, it is unlikely that he would be cleared to play on Tuesday, which eventually came true. But I think everybody saw that coming. Next question. This is more relevant. Could he be fully cleared of the hamstring strain by Friday? Recovery from a hamstring strain is contingent on training room rehab, but probably more importantly on time. It is impossible to predict return to play without having all the information, including um, exam and imaging, but recovery from these injuries usually lies in the weeks, not days time frame, which that is rough. Because if we're missing him for weeks and not days, I know we got to win these 2 games first, but that could be bleeding into games 3 or 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, which I don't think we're gonna win anyway. But it's just we might get swept at that point. Yo, what's up, Weston? Shout out, it's Weston. Um, But here's the next question from SNY and Ian Begley. Is there a minimum amount of time he should be sidelined for based on the known timeline of events and rehab? Here's the answer. Most importantly, he should not be rushed back before the muscle is ready. The zeal to return as soon as possible can create a risk for recurrence and potentially more severe, debilitating injury. The mildest cases will sideline a player for at least 1 to 2 weeks, if not longer. What are you guys talking about? I did shout him out. Um, and then today we heard OG Anunoby is doing light work on the court in his hamstring strain rehab. And that's what Tom Thibodeau said. So he's getting back. He's making his way back. And if we want any chance of going to the finals, we need him back on the court as soon as possible. And I'm not saying play through it and get hurt again, but I'm saying play through it and get hurt. And once you're at 80% because we need you back now. And when you think about it, half of our rotation is hurt. Not all of them aren't playing, but half of them are hurt. You got Brunson, obviously. You got Bogey, obviously. You got Randall, obviously. And you got OG. So it's really more than half. Those are the ones that are out right now. And really, it's just an 8-man rotation. If that, sometimes it's a 7, but we can include Precious in there. And then Brunson and Hartenstein are also hurt. So that's 6 out of 8 people that are hurt right now. And so it's just, and I think the thing with this though is the OG injury, especially, is that we can withstand a lot of injuries. OG just means too much to this team. Like he's the final straw that falls, that really means we're cooked. Like, really, with anybody excluding Brunson, anybody else out, we can win games. Um, and we've shown that, but without OG and Brunson, and without OG, we haven't been able to win, and without Brunson, we haven't been able to win. So it's been tough to watch this team because like the offensive spacing is so messed up, which is another reason why to start. Um, I do want to start Deuce over Precious because he gives more of an athletic 3-point shooting look. He'll play probably better defense. He won't rebound as well, but that's why I'm feeling a big Josh Hart rebound game today. Let's see. The starting lineup might have been announced. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see. Knicks right here. Da, da, da. They have not announced it. Um, so we'll see. I don't know if Tibbs is gonna make the change. See if it's on ESPN. No. So I don't know if Tibbs makes a change here, but um, if he does, I would that would be huge for us. Because we need something, shake up because this isn't working right now. What we have going, something needs to change. Precious hasn't worked starting. I thought he was gonna be better, but he wasn't, and you just gotta move on and admit your loss and fix it, honestly. Um, what was I gonna say? I had something else. Whatever. So here is what I think we need from everyone tonight. Um, the points, assists. Brunson's got to have at least 40 if we want a chance to win. I think Devo needs to have another big game. Josh needs to have a big game, like I said. Um, and honestly, everybody just needs to play well. We're gonna have to have a big game if we win and send this back to Indiana up 3-2. Because the way it's going, um, Indiana hasn't been missing. Aaron Neesmith has worked very well on Jalen Brunson, and and Brunson's hurt, so it's not like I don't know. I think the rest is gonna help him. He got a full 2 days off this time, plus a fourth quarter, which is not normal. Um, so that's gonna help, and also like just being at home, being around his family, his wife, and like sleeping in his own bed. Like I would have to assume it makes a difference for these players, um, because I mean I wouldn't want to be on the road, be away from my family all the time. Um, so it probably helps. And then also, like the Garden crowd is going to be electric tonight. They know this could be the last home game of the season, so they're going to show out. Kendrick Perkins is going to be in the building, like I mentioned, and thank God Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal will not be on the pregame on Inside the NBA with TNT. That's great. We don't have to deal with the Nick haters tonight. Well, we still do, but not as much. Some other injury news: Mitchell Robinson underwent another surgery on his ankle yesterday. The second surgery this season. Um, the second surgery on that same ankle this year. Which that's rough. I don't know. I think we might be moving on from him in the offseason. I love Mitch though. He's just like another Nick player. Tough, fights, gets rebounds, no drama. And that's the thing, like, there's nothing wrong with this team. Like, there's no problems, no fights, nobody hates each other. It's just basketball. and that's the sole focus. Um, but also Stephen Bondi, who's a pretty well-known reporter, said Brunson is dealing with more pain in his foot than he's really saying, which that's rough. Um, yeah, because he needs to be playing well if we want to win. Period. He needs to be playing at an all-class, all-NBA, MVP level if we're gonna get out of this series. And Allen Iverson, what am I talking about? Alec Burks has been a revelation. Oh, here we go. Ian Begley. Miles McBride is starting tonight, Knicks say. Let's go. That is huge. I love that. Thank you, Tibbs. Way to adjust. Make adjustments. That is big time. That is high level coaching. That is absolutely massive. All right, we'll see now. Does Josh Hart come out and match up on Pascal Siakam, or does he come out and match up on Miles Turner like I want him to? We'll see. It should be Miles Turner, but that is huge. Put Deuce in the lineup. I think. Oh, do we think he guards Halliburton, or do we think he guards um Andrew Nemhard and lets Dante guard Halliburton? Um, because it has been Halliburton, or Dante guarding Halliburton recently. Um, even when Deuce is on the court, which I don't know, because I think Deuce is the better, the better defender. Another note: Scott Foster, the extender, is on the call tonight, so it looks like we will be going back to Indy with the Knicks up 3-2. The NBA wants this to go 7. They want to sell more tickets. The refs will be in the Knicks' favor tonight, and then in Game 6, they'll be on the Pacers side. And hopefully, I would assume Game 7 they would be on the Knicks side just because it's a bigger market, more fans, and more people would have their eyes on the Eastern Conference Finals as opposed to Celtics Pacers, which I don't know how many people would be interested in that. Because I know I wouldn't. And yeah, that is big time. Miles McBride is starting. Deuce. I don't know. Are we gonna get more ghosts in the Garden tonight, or is it gonna um be a third straight loss? Man, I like that a lot. But yeah, so here's the starting five: Brunson, McBride, Dante, Hart, Hartenstein. Let's go. This is our time. This is what we need to do. We just need to come in here and show the Pacers, show the media that we are better. We are the a top team in this league. That we are the better team in this series. And even if we lose, like, you can't be mad. This is definitely a successful season, even if we do lose. Um, and you have to be positive about this year and our future if we do lose this series. Um, because at the end of the day, you can only do so much when more than half of your rotation is hurt. All right, here's Tom Thibodeau on asked what benchmarks they need to see Anunoby clear before he can return. That's medical, he said. Dude, this guy Tibbs is great. I love this coach. Um, he's he's the start of the culture change. I know I've talked about Randall doing it, being the culture changer, but Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose are the ones who brought him in and got the right play, put the right pieces around him, and that's what we needed at that point because the Knicks just hadn't had success in a while. a while. It was a hot minute before the Knicks had success. All right, here we go. Some X factors for tonight's matchup. The Knicks. For the Knicks, Josh Hart. And really not just Josh Hart. The Villanova trio all need to have big games. And a big game for Josh is not going out there and scoring 35 points. It's scoring maybe 25 and then grabbing 18, 19 rebounds and dishing out 8 or 9 assists to go along with it. And then for Dante, it's not going out and getting 20 rebounds. It's hitting five, 6 threes. And then for Brunson, it's going out and scoring 45 points and being the leader, the tempo setter, the general, the floor general, the coach on the floor. Everything he does, that's what we need to consider. Need him to do. I don't know why I say consider. That's what we need to keep doing, and what we need them to do. That's going to be the biggest X factor. The second X factor, the stuff that's going on around the game, the crowd noise, the officials, the coaching, everything that complements the game that's not really a part of it. That's not necessarily affecting the players, but at the same time affecting everyone. Because I feel like if we have the energy and the officials on our side tonight, there's no way we lose this game. There simply just isn't. And that's great. Because I like the Knicks in 7. 100%. Knicks in 7. I was saying it at the start of the series, but then I started going Knicks in 5, even Knicks in 4. Obviously, we did not have the best road trip to Indy. That did not go as planned, but we're still in this. And at the end of the day, the series is still tied. We just have to win 2 before they win 2. So we just got to keep pushing. New York forever. Let's go Knicks. I think the Knicks win tonight. I think we win 131 to 125 behind a big performance from the Villanova 3. And then also Precious has a big game. And then our bench is the third X factor. Alec Burks keeps scoring, and Precious Achua takes being benched personally and comes in here and just dominates. Rebounds, blocks, dunks, alley-oops, everything. We need a big Precious Achua game tonight. Well, not necessarily need, but that would be huge tonight. If Precious Achua can really get it going, then yeah, I think we're cooking. Yeah, Knicks need a win tonight. It's do or die time. If we lose tonight, our season's over. That's just the facts, and that's that. But I think we can get a win. And the series doesn't start till the home team loses. So this series technically hasn't even started. I mean, yes, it has, but like it still hasn't because nobody lost at home yet. And it's not going to be the Knicks. The Knicks are not going to be the first team to lose at home. I refuse to believe that. And yeah, I mean, not good news on OG Anunoby, but I think we'll be able to push through and escape with a series win here. And get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And that was our ceiling with or without OG and Randall and everybody else. With everybody else, I think it would go 7 games versus the Celtics. And then in game 7, you don't really know what's going to happen. A lot of the time. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. And that Celtics one, if we had everybody, we would. That's what happens. Injuries, man, they suck. Wish we could turn injuries off IRL, like 2K. Just turn them off. But we can't. And we need one of our injured players, Jalen Brunson, the captain in the clutch, to come up big tonight. He's got the most clutch points in the NBA in the playoffs with 49. All second, third, and fourth combined have 44. This dude has ice in his veins. This guy is a magician with the ball. This guy just does anything we need him to. He's tough. He's a competitor. He's a winner at the end of the day. That's what he did with Villanova, and now he's looking to do it in New York. Knicks got to win tonight. X factors are the Villanova trio. Everything outside the games, the refs, the coaching, the crowd, and then the bench. Not necessarily the scoring, but just coming into the game and making a big impact. All right, I'm Ben Ballion. Knicks are going to win tonight, and I'll talk to you soon.